21 tied for the top spot in the class of
Project I want to talk about is a
2026.
robotic quadruped.
Since middle school, I've been building prototypes.
Like, what are they feeding kids these days?
I mean, seriously, we all know that one person who, no matter what subject it may be, they always seem to be like a prodigy at it. And no matter how much we cram for something, it just never clicks. And a lot of us cope by actually turning to biological disposition. That maybe these people were just born to be the next Terrence Tao, and it's not their fault. But honestly, the relationship between genetics and intelligence is more complicated than most think. While genetics and DNA can provide a good baseline, our environment largely affects our intelligence. Harvard studies have actually looked at this. Infants have been shown to see less brain activity when their mothers had fixed mindsets. As children, we learn from our surroundings, and a lot of our behavior comes from vicarious conditioning. Now, when we think we can do something at a young age, when we grow up, we're going to be more likely to do it. And when we try to keep these habits, these positive habits, we need something more than just a growth mindset. We need resilience. To resist adverse outcomes or demonstrate resilience after exposure to trauma. That's what Chinese researchers analyzed in 607 college students. And the one factor that emerged as the primary influence of psychological resilience? Creativity! Is this the final piece of the puzzle? Is creativity something that we can determine from our environment? And if so, can it help determine why some people are just so naturally smart? Well, I think we should get some of our own numbers. This is a Torrance test. They're widely used to measure creative potential and divergent thinking. I administered a version of this test to the smartest people I knew at school to see if there's any correlation between creativity and intelligence. Is this the best way to see? Absolutely not. Do I only have a few days? Also yes, so this is what you get. Here I'm trying to compile all the data I got. On the x-axis I have GPA, and on the y-axis I have creativity. The way I numerically determined creativity through the test was by grading each picture from a scale of 0 to 5. I know this is a really bad way to determine creativity, but you know what they say, you gotta work with what you got. I also got someone else to grade it if that helps, and I just averaged both values for each picture. And ignoring the fact that I have no idea how to use Google Sheets, we can see that there's little to no correlation between GPA and creativity. Does that mean that everything we did was for no reason? Well, not necessarily. Do I have permission to film you and use you in my video?
Yes, you do. Okay. I'm Mrs. Niefling and I teach AP Psychology.
Do I have permission to use this?
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Nina. I'm in 11th grade and I have a 4.0 currently.
Do I have permission to film you and use this for my video?
It depends, but I have no choice, so yes. Oh, I'm Mrs. Mack. I teach calculus.
And what do you think is the most important thing students can do if they feel like they are falling behind academically?
I think it depends on if they feel like they're falling behind academically in their skills and knowledge, or if they think they're just falling behind in class.
I think that they can try to set aside time in their day and just work on it. And then it's important to not get depressed, because as soon as you're depressed, you'll stop trying.
Oh, show up for math tutoring. Okay, and then at the same time, be consistently doing homework. That math is about practice. So they should practice every day, not just the day before the test.
And do you think this intelligence comes biologically? Are you biologically dispositioned to be smart, or is it something that would be gained?
I do think there is an element of biological predisposition for being clever or being fast in your thinking.
It's different types of smart, you know?
And then I made those same two teachers take the test, and I mean, come on, just look how cute these are. Yeah, look at those. So after doing that, how much do you think creativity plays a role into intelligence?
Intelligence is such a hard thing to define. Even psychologists have a hard time defining it.
Oh, a lot. Okay, if you're being creative, thinking outside the box, thinking of many ways of solving the same kind of problem. Those are the things that I'm looking for as a calculus teacher.
So do you think if students are falling behind academically, improving creativity would be something that could help them?
No. I actually think that improving creativity is going to help you in a lot of different ways, but not necessarily in academic classroom, I'm getting an A versus getting a B. I think it's going to help you in life, but I think school's a different game.
And do you think creativity is something we can improve, or do you think we are born with it?
It's something that you're born with to an extent, but it can be improved just like everything else.
Well, I think that we're born with it, but it's something that if you don't practice, you won't get better at it. But if you keep on practicing it, or always be in that frame of mind that you're thinking outside the box, or making or thinking about how you still can improve your presentation, then yeah, it will improve. But I think you're born with it. Everyone's born with it. I mean, it's not like you have to buy to be creative. It's something that you inherit.
The interviews and the results of the test actually shows a lot about creativity. First of all, creativity is just as complex as intelligence. While some people saw the 4 drawings as a way to demonstrate their artistic abilities, others saw symmetry and demonstrated different forms of creativity. Additionally, the environment played a big role in how people interpreted the pictures. A lot of people drew a Pokeball for the second one, which kind of confirms what I said about vicarious conditioning beforehand. For a class like AP Psychology, there's a bunch of terms that you have to memorize in preparation for the AP test, which kind of constrains creativity, but that's kind of just College Board's fault. On the other hand, for some subjects like calculus, there's a lot of ways to solve problems, which might utilize creativity more often. For the clips I cherry-picked at the beginning of the video, it covered more STEM-related topics, which might benefit more from creativity. Lastly, the results show that psychological topics such as resilience can never be defined by a single concept. All of these terms are usually defined through a foundation of different things, so creativity can never be the only thing that determines intelligence or resilience. So does this mean we're doomed? Does it mean that all of these people who are naturally smart are just better and we can't do anything about it? Well, of course not. The benefit of being human is that we are always learning. And the point of this video wasn't to try to find one thing that we can do, but rather to show that it's a collection of everything we do that brings us up to where we are today. And ultimately, the most important thing is to be yourself. Because as you can see, no matter how much effort you pour into one concept, you're never gonna be a carbon copy of another person. So, be you. Peace out.
It's not just what the book is teaching you, but what you can make from your own ideas or interpretation, or your resourcefulness. Those are the things that are more important.